25 years.
25 years?
25 years.
We're a pretty good match, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's a good mentor. He's fun. He's funny, especially.
Oh boy, Leo keeps me on my toes. He is always funny. He's got a pretty positive attitude, I think.
Yeah.
He can be a little bit of a goofball sometimes, but he's a
Yeah.
great kid.
We've gone to Iowa State games and some movies and things like that, and then some of the YSS activities too. So he always has to make sure we stay after to meet the players. So he's got autographs and pictures with a lot of them. Well, especially Taven Lipsy. He's
one of our favorites.
It's a great opportunity to meet somebody that, so you guys can have some fun during lunch.
I love coming to have lunch with Lexi once a week. It's always good to connect with someone from a younger generation.
Just feel like you can have a conversation with him, even though he's a lot younger than me, and I learned some stuff when I'm here too.
Yeah. We have a good friendship, I think. I mean, yeah. We tell each other things and we talk about stuff that we've been through and all that.
But he's honest and forthcoming with what he knows he needs to work on. So yeah, he gives me advice, my own advice back actually sometimes. And he's already said, no, can we continue this into high school? But yeah, he's a good kid.
Mentoring and having mentors in the building that have community connections is absolutely invaluable. If you're happy, that happiness is a gift, and you should share it. And one of the best ways of doing that is to become a mentor. Being authentic, being real with a young person, helping them overcome maybe similar obstacles in life that you've had to overcome. That is so dynamic in the development of a young person. Share that experience, share those life skills, and share them with a young person.
Hello, I am George Belitzos, founder of YSS, and I'd like to share with you the founding and the start of the mentoring program. The mentoring program got off to its start here at YSS in 1999, 25 years ago, and that's what we're celebrating here today. It's a big anniversary, and think of the hundreds and thousands of mentees and mentors that have been involved over those 25 years, and I say thank you to all of them and God bless you. Back to the beginning, what got the ball rolling? I've always been interested in mentoring, and I've always been a mentor for kids, informal. As in my job as CEO of YSS, I got to know many of the kids, especially the more troubled and acting out kids, and they would, I often would talk to them, mentor them, bring them along. We had kids on our board that I would mentor, and I was mentored. I really believe in mentoring because you can take people from almost any work life or background or education and an age group and kind of match them with a youth. Of course, you have to do your background checks and make sure that's a safe person. Each person has a lot to contribute to helping the next generation to have a better future. You're a non-judgmental listener. You're a friend. You're a big buddy. And you're there to have fun, to play games, to listen, to support. And anyone can do that. And when it happens and it clicks, it can make a huge difference in a young person's life. So back to 1999, after that, the Big Brothers, Big Sisters were kicked out. Asset, the local United Way, city, county funding was up for grabs, and YSS applied, and we got that local funding. And we also applied for a state grant from the Department of Public Health and a federal grant, and we got those. And so the program spread very quickly. We had good new people to start the program out, recruit all these wonderful volunteer mentors. The schools were referring the kids who they felt really could use a mentor. A lot of the schools gave us specific rooms where we could meet with the kids. We bought all these board games and little, I guess, activities that the kids that could do with the mentor could do with their kid. Giving them also things like artwork and stuff like that. We don't have much time with them, so we have to make the best use we can. After I retired from YSS, I decided, okay, I want to keep up my contact with youth, and so I became a mentor myself under the YSS Mentoring GRIP program back then, still called GRIP then. And so I started with a young man. His name was John. He was in 2nd grade, and he was autistic. They gave me a tough kid to start with. But John really, really grew, and I stuck with him all the way through elementary school and middle school. He is now a sophomore at Iowa State. I'm so very, very proud of him. I have a few people that were there at the beginning in 1999 and 2000 who really got the program going. I want to put a shout out to Jerry Bugg, who oversaw the mentoring program. She was the director of the prevention education program at YSS. And then Ralph Farrar, who was the principal at Ames High School, and he retired, and I recruited him to become the mentoring coordinator for Ames schools. And that gave our program a big lift at the beginning because everybody trusted Ralph Farrar, and he would not be pushing something that wasn't good for kids. So that got us off to a good start there. Jerry Ann McLaughlin was the new Ballard mentoring coordinator. I think she's the one that came up with the GRIP, Great Relationships in Pairs, name, and she was an incredible volunteer in her school, but then she took on the mentoring program, which she pretty much was already doing, but it really expanded after that. She did a great job. Barb Biesner and Tammy Metzger, I also had a hand in recruiting, and they took on Nevada and Boone. Also, a shout out to the funders, and then also to all the parents that have referred their own child to this program, and all the mentors and mentees who over the years have made such a big difference in helping the next generation soar to a brighter future.
My name is Jerry Bugg. I was the Director of Community Youth and Family Development for 22 years and started pretty much when the program started, a couple months after it started. Mentoring is a great opportunity for people to volunteer. But it happens because of the people that facilitate it and coordinate it and direct it, and it's just, they provide for the youth, children and youth, the significant adult that they need in their lives to help them resist all those things that YSS is here to pick them up for. But if every child who needed a mentor and wanted a mentor had a mentor, it would be an amazing world. Well, I think probably the keystone is what's called the 40 developmental assets. Those are things that research tells us if kids have those, They're going to become productive citizens. They're going to resist all those things that come along in life. And one of those is a significant adult other than their parents in school. Actually, 3 significant adults is what really makes a difference. And with a mentor, and really the mentoring facilitators are a significant adult in those kids' lives too, because they're making the matches, nurturing the matches, and making sure things are going well. You know, the program, I've always felt the impressive thing about the program is day one we were evaluating it. We were doing pre and post surveys. And we know from all that knowledge that after a mentoring year, kids feel better about themselves, they feel better about school. You can't beat that. One of the Iowa State football quarterbacks was a mentor. And then every child in that school, every boy in that school self-referred themselves to the mentoring program. They all wanted a mentor. And that's part of what happens is those kids have a wonderful experience, and so their friends want that same experience. And the fun thing about mentors is they're high schoolers to 80 years old, 90, I don't know how old now. But since the program's beginning, we've served 8,000 kids. You cannot, that's just wonderful. It makes me very proud.
Andrew Allen, President and CEO of YSS, but I always say my most important title is alumnus. YSS is the program that helped save my life when I was a kid. And it did it through residential addiction treatment, but it also did it through youth development. YSS believes in empowering young people, giving them a voice. And part of that, as it relates to my journey, was being a mentor. I've had many mentors. George Blitzos, Iowa's greatest friend to children. Personal and professional mentor. Barry Spear, Gary Clem, Barry Griswold, Mary O'Keefe. Many people have influenced my life, and I'm grateful for that. The opportunity to influence someone else's life is a huge opportunity. And YSS Mentoring's been doing it for 25 years. And I'm grateful. One of the first committees I ever sat on was the Story County Mentoring Task Force alongside Jane Acker and Ralph Farrar and George Blitzos, Jerry Bugg, many of the people that created the infrastructure that we have today in Central Iowa for mentoring. One-on-one personal relationships where I believe the greatest definition of a mentor is somebody who believes in you more than you believe in yourself. And then if you've got a great mentor, they'll go out of their way to prove to you that you can be successful. So I'm excited for 25 years. I've been a mentor for probably more than 20 years, but I've also been the beneficiary. And one of the greatest 45 minutes of my week is when I don't have to think about deadlines or budgets or personnel issues, when I can just hang out with Javier playing chess or Uno, where I can encourage him, believe in him more than he believes in himself. And while I hope he benefits, I know that I do. So congratulations, YSS, on 25 years of mentoring, thousands upon thousands of lives impacted, and no doubt the foundation for 25 more years. Congratulations.